Hi there, my name is Mallory Cooper and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. I'm going to be doing videos on small lot gardening, on container gardening, and things like small urban greenhouse gardening. Before we get started, I would love it if you subscribe to this channel and like this video. That's going to ensure that you get some great content on how to start gardening for yourself and increase your yields. I've been into gardening all my life, although not until recent years have I been able to really explore the passion from a whole, yard management to planting, preparing, growing, harvesting, soil maintenance, the whole thing. In my younger years, I was mostly in charge of like weeding and shucking peas and stuff like that. But now I get to do whatever I want, and so that's what I do. So without further ado, I'm going to take you into my garden and we're going to see what it looks like right now. At present, it is fall. Most of this footage was recorded right at the very beginning of October in 2021. It's been a bit of a challenging year because it's been so wet. If anything, I've had to fight a lot of like wax-borne fungus that will grow on cabbages and apples and stuff like that, and then some wilt that's hit my tomatoes. But by and large, I've done pretty well. So let's take a look. So this is my yard this current August in 2021, and you can see the greenhouse tucked in there. It's just a 6x8 greenhouse, nice and small. I picked it up from Wayfair. No, not Wayfair, Overstock.com. It was around $500, so not too expensive. And this is last fall in 2020. I cleared out one of my beds. I rebuilt a lot of my beds this year because they were in rough shape. I cleared one out and leveled off a bunch of soil and started getting it set up. And my initial impetus for doing this was just to deal with pests. I have rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks, all sorts of things that I've had a couple of hedgehogs or not hedgehogs, muskrats who come around too. So this is me putting up the greenhouse last fall. It was pretty easy. It just took 2 days actually to get the whole thing put together. And that's the first little bit of a few plants I put in there as I was moving things in at the end of the year. And then this is how it looks this fall. Normally I empty it out a lot during the summertime, but I fill it up in the fall with things I want to keep growing. So now you see what it looks like. So here we are in the greenhouse. I move a lot of things in here in the winter time because I want to keep them growing all winter. And again, I live in zone 6, and this actually will all live just fine in the greenhouse. I do have a space heater I keep in there. So scallions, peppers, actually there's catnip there. I'm growing a new batch of cilantro, oregano, dill. I always have dill growing. We love dill here a lot. Some peas, chives. There's actually some garlic in there. These are all peppers, Thai peppers and jalapenos, and there's bee balm on the right, and then a couple of onions that you're keeping on going. Some broccoli that didn't actually finish up this year because it got eaten a lot. This is basil that's been fully harvested in the middle. On the left is a jalapeno pepper. On the far right was a Thai basil. Those are going to be potatoes. I actually have successfully grown potatoes last winter in my greenhouse over winter, and that's other jalapeno. Once the potatoes get bigger, I'm going to move in the center of the greenhouse so they stay warmer, and I'm actually going to put a lot of the brassicas closer to the window. The right side of my greenhouse is the north-facing side, but it gets good sunlight up top. So I start seedlings up there, and then I've also got some rosemary growing, a bunch of peas, and I'm starting scallions up here as well, because you can never have enough scallions. Enjoyed that quick little intro to some of the things I'm growing right now. Again, it's all stuff that I've brought into my greenhouse that I plan to have survive the winter, and I'll be growing lots more. There's actually a bunch of lettuce that's in there now that I'll show in a later video. I've planted more peas and more beans. I'm kind of going with the square foot growing system even inside my greenhouse, inside my pot. So I'm like, hey, I got some kale in this one pot. I can add some peas in some corners of the pot, and maybe I'll get a little bit, a little bit of dill growing in there, transplant some of my dill or whatever. Like, I'm very big on using all of the space I have. And I expect that greenhouse to roll all winter. I'll also show you some brassicas that I'm trying to grow in a hoop house later. And then one of my next videos is going to be transplanting all of my strawberries into bigger pots and talking about how I took one pot of strawberries and have turned into 20 pots of strawberries in just 1 year, and how strawberries can grow all the way down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you get ever-bearing strawberries, you can have them all year. My strawberries are sitting outside It's currently October 6th, and they're growing. They're growing new strawberries. They're flowering. Strawberries are growing. It's crazy. So, some awesome ways to maybe get some strawberries all year round. So subscribe and click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, ring the bell so that you get notifications when I do new videos. And I'll be sure to provide you guys with lots of great tips on how to grow more plants for yourself, and get more food for yourself without relying on other people. And trust me, it tastes better, it's so much fun, and it's really rewarding. You're going to love it.